everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to the Citizen channel as we look back at a very frustrating, game at the Etihad. Is that 3 out of the last 4 we've now lost at the Etihad? Not good enough, I'm afraid, Pep. Not good enough at all, no matter what the reasons. But we'll get into that a little bit more in a bit. Yes, we're going to look at Manchester City 1, Chelsea 2, Saturday the 8th of May. 2021, 5:30 p.m. kickoff. We'll have our usual match analysis and match stats. I'm doing this more or less after the game, so I've no Mr. Banerjee today, but check out his match, if you can face it, his match report on Facebook. If you get a chance, please do that. And yeah, we'll have the player ratings, Mr. Bukowski's player ratings, my little player ratings. Don't make great reading today. Quirky stats, not many of those, but we'll have a few quirky stats as well. So join me as we sort of talk it over and get over it, don't we? I mean, that's the best way of doing these things when you get a bad defeat. It's not the end of the world, of course it isn't, but it's very, very frustrating, silly frustrating for me. I wonder if it's frustrating for you as well. Anyway, please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notification. All these little vlogs are coming out. I do match previews, match reviews, information vlogs, quizzes, book clubs, you name it. I try and do it on City, at least one vlog out every single day of the week. So lots of different bits of entertainment for you to have a go at. And if you do check the playlist, you'll notice some stuff on my film and TV channel as well. I do little film reviews and TV drama reviews, so you won't have a rest from football. I think I do after today's performance. If you want to have a little rest, please have a look at that, and or if you know somebody might be interested, that'd be fantastic. And of course, if it's of no interest, you don't worry, because this is football. We're talking football today, and I post loads of stuff on Twitter and Facebook. So if you follow or friend me on there, check the links out on screen. I do check every 2 or 3 days and follow and friend everyone back on there. All comments on this game, yeah. Oh, don't forget, I'm live Monday night, 5 p.m. Come and join me. Let's have a chat about this, eh? And obviously we don't know what United have done yet, but no doubt they'll probably win the next 3 games. So there you go, and put a little bit more pressure on us. But hey, we can beat Newcastle next week. But anyway, join me on Monday. And if you haven't got time for a comment, just give us a little thumbs up. It's nice to get views. It's nice to get thumbs up. Right, let's get on with this, because I don't want to be all too long. We're all a bit too down with this one, I think. Well, I am anyway. There's a lot of happy clappers are saying that it's not the end of the world. Of course, it isn't the end of the world, but it's just very, very frustrating. Right, officials for the match. Well, referee Anthony Taylor, assistants Gary Bezic and Adam Nunn. Jonathan Moss was sat on his bum as the 4th official. VAR, a total waste of time. Stuart Atwell, an assistant, was Andy Halliday. 9 changes to the P.S.G game. No surprise there. I didn't expect anything different, and perhaps didn't get quite the right 9 changes, but I think I made about 8 changes in my 11, so there you go. But I knew Pep would do this. Edison, Cancelo, Diaz, Laporte, Akit, Mendy, Rodri, Torres, Sterling, Aguero, Jesus. On the bench, Stefan Walker, Gundo, Zinchenko, Bernardo, Ferner, Mahrez, Foden, Garcia. So obviously KDB, I can think, getting a bit of a rest there. Is anyone else key to the team that's got a rest? But anyway, KD will be sat at home getting all depressed with this, won't he, like the rest of us? Yeah, I got 8 correct, so I'll go with that. Obviously, I had Walker in the team, obviously, to counteract the pace. But obviously, so the amount of times you had the ball in the goal, I mean, all right, they were called offside at least 3 or 4 times. But we needed a bit more pace at the back, didn't we? But hey, he didn't play, did he? And I also had Gundo and Bernardo in for a bit of creativity. And we didn't have much of that today, did we? Let's be honest about it. So perhaps my team might have done a wee bit better. Who knows if we started with mine, and we still would have been able to rest people like KDB and Mahrez, etc. etc. Yeah, pre-match social media talk, JSGC at JSGC171. Odd formation, that's what he said. The BBC had it outlined as a 3-3-3-1 formation with Jesus up top. That was quite funny. Paul D at Paul DDEE, Paul DEE9. We are going into the last game of the season needing to collect that 2 points if we keep putting out teams like this one. Yeah, that's before the game, and he's quite right. At Stat City at Stat City. Pep invented the no striker formation. Now he's opted for the lesser known no midfielder formation. My manager. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Probably spot on there. Right, match summation. First 45 minutes, 4 minutes, Torres breaks, but unbalanced, strikes it wide, didn't he? Yeah, he lost his footing a little bit. 12 minutes Sterling booked for an odd challenge, yeah. I mean, a bit early for Sterling to get booked, wasn't it? A free kick fortunately came to nothing, but he sort of didn't. It's like when he's attacking with the ball, it's neither one thing or other with Sterling, is it? He just sort of waved his leg in the air rather than trying to wrap it round the ball. I have no idea what he's doing. Like he doesn't seem to know what he's doing. Well, he scored today. How can I say that? But let's be honest about it. I mean, he spent most of the game running into dead ends again, didn't he? So yeah, unusual tackle, but obviously he got booked quite rightly. 21 minutes. Werner was just half a yard offside. Obviously missed by the lino, wasn't he, at that stage? He didn't come to anything, fortunately, but obviously would have been brought back for VAR, obviously, if it had gone in. But the lino obviously set out how good he was going to be by missing that totally. 32 minutes, Werner again, as he now has the ball in the net, but he's well offside, yeah. He's good at that, isn't he? But occasionally it'll work. That's the thing. I mean, if he keeps doing it, keep 3 or 4 times, that that fourth time it'll count as a goal. So that's we didn't learn from the semi-final, did we, on that one? 35 minutes, Sterling gets a look of a bounce. Yeah, he goes storming through. Sort of just hits it against the defender. It hits his chest and he goes storming through and then hits a very tame effort at Mendy, disappointing. 43 minutes, yeah, Edison has to make an okay save at a good height. I mean, he has to sort of try to bend it into the corner, the Chelsea player, but he managed to make a good save at that one. And 44 minutes, yeah, it's 1-0. Yeah, good play. Jesus again, who I didn't think played that badly today, sets up Sergio, who actually absolutely messes it up, doesn't he? But fortunately, Sterling whips in to side foot it into the goal. So fantastic, 1-0. What more could we ask for? Well, about a 2-0? Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it was a sort of contact in the box, but this is what annoyed me about Anthony Taylor. I mean, you think of the one later in the game. I mean, yeah, sometimes he gives them, sometimes he doesn't. So he gives a penalty which VAR doesn't overturn. It's not the greatest penalty given. It's not the greatest trip or thing, but there was contact and he went down. Yeah, and Mr. Sergio steps up, and we all know, don't he, tries a Panenka. 2-0 at half time. That game's pretty much dead, in my opinion. 1-0, still got a very good chance of killing this game off because Chelsea had started very, very well, and I said looked as though they could cause us problems on the break. But yeah, 1-0, it wasn't a total disaster, but 2-0 would have probably put it to bed, wouldn't it? Surely. Yeah. Anyway, half time should be 2-0, almost game over, despite a pretty average half by City. It was. Chelsea not overly keen either. They seem to be holding back just a little bit. So there's all to play for. Not by any means, I commented at half time. City need to work harder. There's not much creativity, but Jesus and Sterling to a lesser extent, at least causing problems. Yeah, I mean he was causing problems more to himself, Sterling, but at least Jesus was doing. But say with no creativity or no real midfield to speak of, it was sort of up to Aguero, Sterling and Jesus to make those chances, wasn't it? But it didn't quite work out like that, did it? 51 minutes, yeah, I thought Chelsea started the second half very, very slow, actually, very, very slow. Some people said they sort of came out all guns blazing. I don't think they did particularly. I thought we had a good chance to perhaps add a goal because they don't look as though they were that interested, to be honest with you. A soft Aguero shot from 25 yards on 51 minutes. 60 minutes, a poor pass by Jesus. Out. I don't know what he was doing, just pass it straight to the Chelsea player. A good Chelsea chance, but high and wide. 63 minutes, Rodri loses it. Ziyech scores through though Ederson got a hand to it. There you go, it's 1-1, 63 minutes. I didn't make a big fuss about that one, did I? I didn't write on here 1-1, that's why, because I was probably too devastated. Yeah, Rodri lost it. About 3 players round him. I don't know if he thinks he's the inner fold, and I'm not sure what it is, but then he moans that he's been fouled, which he probably hasn't. And they run away with the ball. It ends up in the back of our net. Ederson got a hand to it. Could it have done better? Possibly. A little bit slow getting down to his left, a bit like Mr. Joe Hart, that wasn't it? But 1-1, and could anyone really see us going on and winning this after that? I mean, I was sort of hoping we could hang on for a draw then, to be honest with you. At least a point's a point, isn't it? If you think about that, and we'd got a point against Leeds, if you had been a bit more professional against Leeds and a bit more professional today against Chelsea, we would have had a couple of points in the bank, and that's more or less game over, isn't it, with our goal difference advantage? But hey, there you go. Yeah, so that was 63 minutes, 1-1. 70 minutes, Gundogan and Foden on for Aguero and Torres coming off. 71 minutes, Gundogan's first touch on Cruz. He sort of lacks a bit of control there as he shoots well over after a Foden corner's deflected to him. So a bit early doors for him to get settled in, I suppose. 73 minutes, Chelsea breakaway flash across the 6-yard box. The ball went across. The City defenders missed it, but the Chelsea striker missed it as well, fortunately. 78 minutes, a good ball by Mendy across the pitch to Jesus. I think that was the only decent thing he did in the second half. He was appalling. He kept getting caught the wrong side of the Chelsea players. But Jesus shot wide. 79 minutes, Werner scores again, but this time it's about 2 yards offside, so even the rubbish line will notice that one. 80 minutes, Zinchenko on, Mendy off. 81 minutes, Chelsea score again, but it's offside again. There you go. Well, they did this in the semi-final, didn't they? But I'm sure they'll do it in the Champions League final as well. And some of them will count, unfortunately, and that's what worries me. 82 minutes, Sterling through, but a good last-ditch tackle, wasn't it? But then again, Sterling, go towards goal, mate. He's just going in a straight line. I'm not sure. Just shoot. I mean, stop. You're trying to run it into the goal. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, it was a good tackle, but again, he just divers. He just got his ballitis, as they call it, where like dartitis. You can't throw your dart. He's got the same with the ball. He doesn't know when to get rid of the ball. 86 minute, Gundo whips in a great little cross, but Foden's flick just isn't enough on it to take it into the goal. It just goes a couple of yards wide. It would have been a cracking goal. A bit very clever by Foden, but just not clever enough, unfortunately. 88 minutes, Sterling is down, isn't he? Again, another one where he's just sort of running in a straight line rather than running towards the goal and actually getting his shot in. And obviously he does get touched, and it possibly is a penalty, but as I said, we got a soft one in the first half. So there's no way Taylor's going to give a second one, is he? Let's be honest about it. It's absolutely not a cat in hell's chance. So we weren't going to get that, and VAR weren't going to overturn it. So that was the end of that. But we get to 89 minutes. Pep, make another substitution to shore the defence up a little bit. Do something, because a draw will do. Let's not push it. A draw will do. 89 minutes, you had the early warning. Edison started to come for a ball, absolutely messed it up. But fortunately, the chip shot, he just managed to get a hand to it to put it out for a corner. So again, another warning. Get a defender on, Pep. He doesn't. 90 minutes, Jesus was booked for a poor tackle. Yeah, very poor tackle. And then 92 minutes, we've got no defenders on. It's end-to-end stuff. Chelsea looked more likely to score, and they did. I don't even know how to describe it. Even two players got in each other's way, and it still ended up in the back of the net, and scuffed it in. So game over. City 1, Chelsea 2. Absolutely flabbergasted, to be honest with you. Ref watch, we'll talk about City and Chelsea in a moment. Ref watch, Mr. Inconsistency himself, as I said, Mr. Taylor. If he's going to get 2 penalty decisions, he's going to give one and not give the other, isn't he? So there you go. We had our chance in the first half, we blew it, and we're not going to get a chance at the end of the second half. So he's just a total waste of time. He lets things go sometimes, and then sometimes he'll pull something up. He's just a total waste of space. I'm not giving him a mark because he doesn't deserve a mark, and the VAR was just as bad because it just doesn't do anything, does it? There was a close-ish offside, wasn't there, where obviously the Chelsea player was just a knee offside, but I mean, you didn't have to get too complicated with the lines. But no, VAR and the referee, total waste of time. Match stats, 16 shots by City with 4 on target, 12 by Chelsea with 5 on target. Possession, 49% by City. Passes, 533 by City, 554 by Chelsea. This is 2 games on the trot. We're losing on the stats. We lost badly against P.S.G, didn't we? Pass completion, 90% for City. That surprised me. 89% for Chelsea. But unfortunately, we weren't very creative with it, were we? Corners, 6 for City, 2 for Chelsea. Fouls, 12 by City, 10 by Chelsea. Right, player ratings. My starting score is a meagre 6 today. So if I thought they did worse than average, they're going to get less than 6. If I thought they did okay, they'll get more than 6. And we'll start with Mr. Bukowski's sort of thoughts and then his rating, then I'll just add my little 2 pennyworth to it. Edison did everything he needed to do with some comfortable saves and authoritative presence in the box when Chelsea went the aerial route. He's given him a 6. Yeah, I have given him a 6, but only just. He almost cost us a goal late on, didn't he? And perhaps he could have done better with the goal, but generally, you say his hand and his collecting of crosses, etc., was excellent, and a couple of low shots he saved. So I will give him the average, but only just for Edison, I think. Can Chelsea Cancelo was exposed in space behind him in the cup semi-final. There were a few more instances here, absolutely. Improved in the second half, but still battling with his form. So, yeah, I mean, too many out-of-form players expected to all of a sudden hit form by Pep, but we'll talk about that. Yeah, he's given him a 5. I can only give him a 5 as well. I'd have to agree with Simon. I thought Cancelo was non-existent most of the time. Diaz, a disappointing lack of headed blocks past the 4,000 minute mark midway through the first half, and it was a tired leg at the end that couldn't cut out the Chelsea winner. Yeah, a lot of that team were tired. We were perhaps expected to do too much as we come under pressure towards the end there. He's given him a 6. Yeah, I've got to give Diaz a 6. I can't give him any less than a 6. Laporte, very good. Yeah, a tidy performance and kept everything looking neat at the back, complete with some lovely flourishes when he had the ball at his feet. So he's give Laporte a 7. Yeah, I'll give him a 6.5. Give him an extra half a point. I thought it was a reasonably good display by Laporte at the back. Aki did an excellent job stationed on the left of what switched between a conventional back 4 and a 3. Reece James tried to take him on, but had no luck. Well, he had more luck against Mendy, didn't he, obviously. Yeah, he's given Aki a 7. I give him a 6.5. Yeah, I give him half a point extra. I thought he had an okayish game. I thought he played okay, one of the better players. Mendy pushed ahead of the defence in a hybrid position. He was solid enough but didn't offer much in an attacking sense despite occupying space well into Chelsea half. Simon's given him a 7. I thought he was absolutely average first half. He was okay, nothing, no big problem. But in the second half, he got turned 3 or 4 times and led to breakaways for Chelsea. Absolutely disastrous. He can't defend for Toffee. He has no idea to get goal side of a player. So I've only given him 5.5. I thought he certainly wasn't worth the average. So I've knocked half a point off, but 7 out of 10 for Mendy, really? Rodri, a tough gig with very little midfield support. He made some useful interceptions in his own third, but may struggle to dislodge Fiorentina when these teams meet next. And again, he's given him a 7. I mean, again, he just wasn't really that much. I noticed him a couple of times, but I mean, that error for the first that led to the first goal was shocking, and he just gives up and complains anyway, and he's no pace to get back. He just lumbers up and down the pitch. So I've just given him a 5.5. I don't know where Simon's got a 7 from. Sterling playing a deeper role than he would like. He was booked early in the game, undertaking defensive duties and responsible for a number of attacks breaking down. His run was excellent for the goal. It was fantastic, absolutely superb, and normally you get an extra point for a goal, but everything else never sort of worked, did it? So Simon's given him a 5. And I've given him a 5. He's just incapable of knowing when to shoot. He's incapable of knowing when to release the ball. He's incapable of actually getting past a player and dribbling past a player. He just runs into him. I just don't know. I just don't know. Torres, a mature performance at Palace, could not be followed up here as he struggled to get into the game and couldn't get the link up with Cancelo going at all. He's given him a 5. Yeah, I mean, I've been generous. I've given him a 5 as well. I forgot he was playing that first. Absolutely awful. I don't know, just he's got a bit of pace. Just run at someone, just do something. I think I've said this before about Torres. I mean, even if you're out of form, at least you can produce one decent run at a defender or something like that. We just got nothing at all. Jesus cheers from the bench for his work in setting up the opener and also won the penalty. Quiet in the second half, but to be fair, the game should have already been won. He should have been. Yeah, he was quiet second half. He's given him a 7, Simon. Yeah. I'm going to give him a 7, which is probably my highest score today. Yeah, one of the better players. He did work hard, and as I said, he scored our goal and created what should have been a second goal as well. I know a couple of people I've been listening to didn't rate what he did, but I thought he played okay. So I will give him a 7. I'll give him one more extra for the goal plus what should have been a goal. Aguero, oh no. One of the deadliest marksmen the Premier League has seen. Blew the chance to seal the title in embarrassing fashion. He's given him a 4. Yeah, I mean, Sterling spared his blushes because he'd messed up that first attempt anyway that Sterling put in the net. And then obviously that penalty. And apart from that, did he actually get involved apart from that? Did he actually do much? I'm going to give him a 4.5. I don't think I'll ever give Aguero a 4.5 in my life, but if the average is 6, he's got to get a 4.5. I won't go as low as Simon with a 4, but I'll go 4.5. The subs, yeah, Foden for Torres, yeah, I'll give him a 6 and a 6. Simon give him a 6, I give him a 6. Pushed up, offered a physical challenge, he did, and he did all right, but it's too little too late, wasn't he? He should have been on from the start or at half-time even, but Pep doesn't do that, does he? Gundogan for Aguero, 71 minutes, gave the midfield some much-needed security. Yeah, again, nothing special. I'll give him a 6 because he was on for half an hour plus with injury time. Simon give him a 6. Zinchenko, I'm not going to mark Zinchenko. Simon's given him a 6 anyway, came on for Mendy helped defend against a late Chelsea onslaught. Well, he didn't help defend, did it? We let a goal in, but hey, there you go. I'm not even going to give him man of the match this week, to be honest with you. No, I'm going to leave it. Who would it be on scores? I think it'd be Jesus, wouldn't it, on scores? No, I'm not going to give one this week. I'm just very disappointed with the team performance. Very disappointed with the team, many of which are not exactly in top-notch form, and yet they're expected to win games against a very, all right, not a full strength Chelsea team, but still a flipping good Chelsea team, no matter that it's full strength. Just a shambles, really. Quirky stats up to Joe. Raheem Sterling has scored 10 plus goals in each of his last 4 Premier League campaigns. Only Sergio Aguero, 9, has reached double figures more often in the competition for City. City have failed to score more penalties than any other side in the Premier League this season. Record breakers. They're the first side to miss 4 plus penalties in consecutive Premier League campaigns since Tottenham in 1993-4 and 1994-5. Shocking. City have conceded at least twice in 4 consecutive top-flight home games for the first time since December 1978. Shocking. Manchester City have lost consecutive Premier League home games thanks to a goal scored in the 90th minute, as many as they had in their previous 235 Premier League games at the Etihad Stadium. Not good reading, is it? Nothing off Stat City this week, nothing exceptional. That now means total at home to Chelsea in the league is played 76, won 35, drawn 17, and we've lost 24 now. Scored 113 and let 85 in. Conclusions, here we go. Quick conclusions, guys, because I'm a bit frustrated with that, as I think most of you are. I'll have a good chat on Monday if you join me for that live thing. Just another frustrating performance by Pep and City. It did look so good, didn't it? At once it looked as though we might have got away with this. And I think we had that penalty chance. If we scored that, yeah, I think Chelsea could have come back. But I think we, based on the fact how they started the second half, Chelsea, I think we probably would have been okay at 2-0. We would have probably got a draw out of it at the very least, wouldn't we? But it was frustrating. So as far as Chelsea, yeah, all credits, and as I said, it was probably a 2/3 strength Chelsea team, wasn't it? I think they rested 3 or 4 key players that will probably play in the Champions League that's against City. And they always looked more likely, didn't they? I mean, they weathered a bit of a storm. We didn't really, it wasn't exactly a big storm, was it? But they did weather that, and then, but there's just so much pace and ingenuity up front. I mean, you know, obviously Werner is absolute rubbish, but because he's rubbish, I mean, he's what Sterling should be, in my opinion. Sterling's pretty rubbish at the moment, but he should be causing problems, and that's what Werner does. And then chips in with the odd goal, and that's what Werner does, and that's what, you know, Sterling chips in with the odd goal, but does nothing else. He doesn't create anything else, and that's the problem. I mean, they're so lively up front. Then Hudson-Odoi later on caused all sorts of chaos in a very tired. Don't forget, Pep. You make these 9 changes. You're also picking players that haven't been playing matches, so they're not match fit. So, you know, and you don't bring anyone on to shore it up towards the end of a game. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, what do you expect these players to do? You say, you know, it's important, and these are all good players and all part of the team, but these aren't playing matches week in, week out. This is like our B team. So no wonder we got tired, and people like Hudson-Odoi could make hay, because obviously the City players are so tired because they've not been playing matches. They're not match fit. I mean, we know that. We know what the rules are on all this sort of thing with your physical coaches and all this sort of thing, but I just don't understand it. All that many changes, and if you're not in control of the game, you're not winning the game, then you're going to be put under pressure, then you're going to tire a lot quicker than if it had been the other way, if you're winning the game and hanging on and doing okay and say holding the ball, etc. So yeah, Chelsea should have been, so I've gone to City more there again, haven't I? But yeah, Chelsea should have been licking the wounds really at 2-0 down, but we failed to do even a half-decent job, didn't we? And I think Chelsea now, more importantly, and Tuchel particularly, and the players, although playing a much changed City side, obviously, when it comes to the final in 3 weeks' time, they've got themselves a little psychological advantage now, and they're scoring a lot of goals. I mean, they must have scored about 8 goals against City in the last 2 games. All right, most of them haven't counted because they've been offside, but it doesn't matter. They're still scoring the goals. So psychologically, they've got a hell of a run on us. I mean, all right, yeah, we can say, oh yeah, well we can change 9 of that team for the final, but it doesn't matter. It's there. A lot of football's played in there. You know, it's not just down there. You know, it's also up there. Big mistake by Pep. Big mistake, but to hand that advantage and that psychological advantage to Tuchel. A big boost for Chelsea, top 4. Yeah, will they even need it? That's the thing. I mean, I'm not giving up on City. Of course, I'm not on the day. I'm sure our boys will do it, but. Chelsea, all credit to them. They took full advantage of that game today. They played to our weaknesses, and that's what they did continually, and were quite solid in defence. Didn't give us many opportunities, and as I say, they had the ball in the net about 5 times. So even that team will be even that team that wasn't even the first team, if you like, was certainly a weakened Chelsea team will be a real problem for a full strength City team come the big day, which is going to come. Yeah, as for City, yeah, it was disappointing. I'm not going to blame the players particularly. I mean, Pep can believe out-of-form players will suddenly start turning it on in a game, I do not know, or out-of-form players who are not playing consistently, who are going to get tired because they've not been playing matches. I just don't understand Pep's logic, but hey, it's that's how it is, you know. I mean, we can't. How can we argue with Pep? But we do. But we just think there's things he does that we can't quite understand, and perhaps he'll know more than we do. But you can't put out that sort of team and beat a team of even a weakened Chelsea team. They're a good quality team. They've not been beaten away from home since Tuchel came into it. So we didn't show much respect at all, and we got what we thoroughly deserved. But it's on to Newcastle, isn't it? And hopefully it may be all over by then. But who knows? If United win the next 3 games, it might not be, and we might have to go to Newcastle and win, and we certainly should. And if he doesn't play a full step, put it this way, it depends what happens. If we've won the league by the time we get to Newcastle, then I expect a bit of a mishmash of a team. But in all fairness, if United win the next 3, which isn't beyond the realms, even though they got 3 games in like 6 days or something like that, we're going to have to go strong, aren't we? We're going to have to put this league to bed. We can't keep... and Newcastle are we're not done that well there, have we, the last couple of seasons? So there you go. We can't keep putting out these weakened teams and expect a top display from our best team in the Champions League in 3 weeks' time. He's got to decide, is he going to start playing his best team and rest a couple of players, or is he going to keep fanning about with it, which is what he's doing now. But we'll see. I'm sure he'll sort it out. I'm sure it's all on his mind now, and we'll go into the last 3 games with confidence of knowing exactly what we have to do. And the guys who are on the bench today will be sort of pulling on the boots and eager to get on with it and get this title won, because it's as me and I think most City fans say, there's always the guys who are going to say, oh, don't worry about it. Of course there is, but you had to be disappointed by the display today. You had to be. I don't care the fact that we're still going to win this league or whatever. I mean, I'm old school City anyway. Until those points they can't catch us, I will always be worried that we won't win it. But there you go. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think, and thanks for joining me. Please check out all my City stuff. I'm not sure what I've got on there. My head's all... I need some food, I need a drink. I've literally watched the match and done the report and done this vlog. So I'll go and get something to eat and something to drink, and I'll join you. Obviously, there'll be something out on Sunday. I'm not sure. Obviously, there'll be this. This is coming out on the Sunday, and then the Monday there'll be something a little bit special coming out. So keep your eyes on that. Push that notification button as well. Thanks for joining me anyway for this bit depressing, but hey, onwards and upwards. That's all we can say, isn't it? Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other till we meet here again on the Citizen channel. Have a flit across, have a look at the film and TV channel, have a break from football, have a rest. I need one. Please do that. Until we meet again, please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.